What if? That phrase, what if, is fear's greatest hit. How many dreams were left unpursued because of it? How many opportunities were lost to hesitation? How many nights did what if steal your sleep? How many mornings did anxiety wake you up with questions you couldn't answer? And you're not alone. Even Moses stood before the presence of God and asked, what if? What if they do not believe me or listen to me? Exodus 4:1. Notice the focus. What if they? It's a fear rooted not in reality, but in projection. Not in faith, but in rejection. A rejection Moses knew all too well from 40 years ago when he tried to do the right thing the wrong way and ended up a fugitive in the wilderness. You see, fear doesn't start with fiction, it starts with memory. Moses wasn't making it up, he was remembering the pain. He killed an Egyptian to protect his people, but he did it outside of God's timing and authority. Because of that, he ran. Because of that, he hid. Because of that, he questioned his calling. Now God is calling him again, and all he can see is what went wrong last time. That's where so many of us live, trying to move forward while dragging the weight of our past behind us. God is speaking to your potential, but your past is speaking louder. So what does God say to Moses? Then the Lord said to him, what is that in your hand? Exodus 4:2. To us, it's just a shepherd's staff. But to Moses, that staff is a symbol of survival. It's the proof of his exile, the mark of where he ended up when everything fell apart. It's his past in physical form. But here's the beauty of God. He doesn't discard what we bring from our past. He redeems it. He says, what's in your hand? Because what seems ordinary to you might be the very thing he wants to use for the extraordinary. When God speaks to your future, he will often confront your past, not to shame you, but to show you that your story isn't over. That staff, the same object that symbolized Moses' mistakes, God was about to use it to part the Red Sea. God says, what you have is what you need. That's a word for every single mother watching this right now. That's a word for the person who feels like they're underqualified, under-resourced, and overlooked. You are not lacking. You're not late. You're not left behind. His divine power has given us everything we need for a godly life. 2 Peter 1-3. Everything you need is within reach, but it's not always about gaining more. It's about recognizing what you already have. Sometimes the wisdom you've been praying for is sitting on your bookshelf in a book you haven't opened. Sometimes the encouragement you need was sent to your inbox, but you never clicked it. God sends provision, but you have to grab it. Joy is there, grab it. Wisdom is there, grab it. Strength is there, grab it. My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. 2 Corinthians 12-9. It's not about what you have. It's about how you handle what you have. You could give two people the same opportunity and they'll handle it completely differently. You could give two people the same income and one ends up broke while the other builds wealth. Handling matters. I've met people with less who do more and people with more who do nothing. So maybe the issue isn't resources, it's responsibility. Maybe God isn't asking for more, he's asking you to manage better. Stop asking God to remove the weight. Faith doesn't eliminate pressure. Faith equips you to carry it. Come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. It's not how much stress you have, it's how you handle it. Some of us are blaming the wrong things. You think your job is the problem, but maybe it's the unmanaged frustration that followed you home. You think your family is too much, but maybe it's the internal weight you've never given to God. You're not overwhelmed because of what's around you. You're overwhelmed because of what you're mishandling within you. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5-7. God didn't ask Moses to pick up a sword. He didn't give him an army. He pointed to what was already in his hand. Why? Because when God is involved, Ordinary things in surrendered hands become miraculous tools. God told Moses, I've seen the oppression. I've heard the cries. I've come down to rescue them. But here's the twist. God says he's going to handle it and then tells Moses he's the one he's sending. God has his own way of handling things. He won't always knock down walls with force. Sometimes he'll hand you a trumpet like he did at Jericho. He won't always rain down provision. Sometimes he'll point you to a boy's lunch. He won't always open the heavens. Sometimes he'll whisper through a burning bush. And when the world needed saving, God didn't send a warrior on a cloud. He sent a baby in a manger. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. Isaiah 55:8. He defeated death not with a sword, but with a cross, because God has a strange way of handling things. And maybe that's exactly what he's doing in your life right now. You think nothing's happening, but he's already handling it. You just haven't seen it like this before. So today, the question isn't, what if? The question is, what's in your hand? And will you trust God to use it, shape it, multiply it, and move through it? He's not asking you to be perfect. He's asking you to be available. Because if you'll place it in his hands, he'll handle it.